Hello Chocks and Chockettes, then between Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time the Lindt Lindor Caramel. Yeah, so well, surprise, surprise, I'm excited about this one, but I am particularly excited about this one because basically, those who watch my sort of Lindt Lindor sort of selection review I did a few weeks back will know that I found them very sickly, and they're all quite similar on the inside. I know some of them had white chocolate, but they're generally all the same on the inside. So I'm hoping, I really am hoping that this one has a sort of like caramel filling of some kind on the inside. I mean, it looks to imply that, doesn't it? You know, and that's what I thought the salted caramel one would have. So yes, I'm really hoping it does. I mean, it looks like that, doesn't it? You know, it is a German import. This one, it's not a UK bar. I got a product. So yes, I got it from B&M. It is imported, so you can see it's got like a sticker on to say what's in it. You know, so I'm really hoping that it is one. So it's a Swiss milk chocolate with a smooth melting caramel filling, 200 grams. Lindt Lindor 200 grams caramel. So yeah, so it does seem that way. So I'm really, you know, I don't know why they didn't do the salted caramel like this. Very disappointed they didn't, but I'm very, very hopeful that this one might be at least a bit different. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be very sweet, but at least a bit different. So yeah, as I say, I've reviewed lots of other Lindor products and things, and Lindt products. So in this corner there'll be a link to a playlist of all my reviews, but I'll probably do a Lindt or a Lindor playlist or both in there as well. So yeah, please check those out after you've liked the video and subscribed to the channel. And if you're in a position to do so, it'd be hugely appreciated if you could check out my Patreon, or even better, the member program here as well, because it gives you basically in exchange for supporting the channel, you get lots of perks and benefits. The main one of which really is exclusive videos on certain tiers, and you know, and they're not just mundane, same as always videos. There'll be different things such as ice creams, cereals, hot chocolates, chocolate spreads, and other things, crisps, other things I just don't normally review. So, those kind of will technically be published on the off days. I don't produce other videos as well, don't publish them. So you will get something back, and it will be beneficial to you if you enjoy the channel, and it will certainly help me out. So, you know, obviously everything you do, subscribing, liking my videos, commenting, really helps me out as well. But obviously that will help me out also, and something that gives you something back as well. So please at least consider it. Okay, so on to the review then. So yeah, so as I say, very excited. There's a Lindt Lindor shop near where I am, and I should probably go visit it really. I did go in once, I think when I started doing the channel, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago now, surprisingly. And I didn't get anything, I think because I thought, well, I'll leave it to like I've got time or can do the reviews. And I wasn't sure how I'd review them really, so I might need to go back and revisit that, because obviously just reviewing one Lindt Lindor I didn't think was a good idea, but maybe it would be. Yes, who knows. It's kind of what I'm doing here really, isn't it? You know, even though there's a box of them. So obviously this is a box, as I say. You know, we might have the calories in some respects here. What does it say? Calories per 100 grams. It's a 200 gram box. This is half the box. It looks like it's 625 calories. 48 grams of fat, 36 of which are saturates, so the fat is almost all saturates. It's like 3/4 saturates. Yeah, literally, it is 3/4 saturates, which is quite high. It's normally, you know, it's normally quite high anyway, but it's normally, well, I don't know, it doesn't normally appear to be that high, so it could be being unfair, but so this milk of bubbly bar I've just reviewed. Yeah, okay, maybe it's often 2/3 then. Yeah. Well, so it's 2/3 is 3/4. Yeah, so maybe it's not that bad. It just seems a lot because it's you know, higher proportions because it's quite heavy. You know, 48 grams. Yeah, so maybe it's just more of it anyway. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So you double that across the whole box. So it does mean that the whole thing has, you know, 1,250 calories, 96 grams of fat, 72 which is saturates. Yeah, so 1,250 calories. In 96 grams of fat, 72 which is saturates, so quite high. Okay, yeah. So it looks very nice. Got the typical sort of Lindt guy on there. He's never touched chocolate in his life because he's, you know, you'd be covered in chocolate, wouldn't you? If you were making chocolate, you would never have that white smock. Well, it would be, you know, it would have originally been white, but it'd be covered in chocolate. And if it was me, his face would be covered in chocolate as well. He's buried his head in it, but yeah. But yeah, so it looks quite nice. It's let's say quite obviously golden, very caramel-like. It's got some Lindt plant effect or bird plant. I'm not sure what that is really. It's probably meant to be something. It's some kind of plant, isn't it? Is it a cocoa plant? I don't know. Could be. And this is caramel. So just say caramel. I think caramel's the same in German or whatever, but yeah, looks like it is caramel filling. Doesn't look like a German word though, so it looks like it's perhaps taken from English maybe, or I don't know. Yeah, I think the Italians calls it caramello. Alright, let's give it an open then. See what they're like. Let's give it an open. Okay, I've wanted to give these Lindt Lindor caramels an open, sort of German imports. Yeah, got from B&M, let's see. Got like a sort of tab on the back. I think it means you can reseal it. Open it carefully enough. Maybe. Yeah, so it's got a bit of glue, two sort of glue segments holding it down there. There's something on there, and I don't know what that says. Please let me know. Looks like it's German. I'm not sure what it says there. Probably something nice as you've opened it. It's a funny one with lots of German words. So, you know, they put them all together like full milk chocolate is one big word and stuff like that. Makes it quite difficult to to translate sometimes. At least for me, anyway. If it's individual words, I could probably make it out. But you can see there as well. It's not filled all the way to the top. Yeah, it's perhaps about 2/3 full, which is a bit disappointing. It's not an uncommon thing to see in this, but you know, again, it's a bit of a trick, isn't it? Not fair. So it only really goes up to just above that window. Maybe about here. Yeah, so you can see. That's been generous. So yeah. Alright, let's see what is in there. Not loads in there, as we said. 5, 10, 16 are in there. 16, yeah, okay. So 8 of them is your. So only 8 gives you that. What was it, crikey? 625 calories. Yeah, so only 8 of them is that. Pretty much according to it says it's half the box anyway, 100 grams. Yeah, so well, so it's, you know, so if you think about that, so that means in 4 of them there's 312.5. So then you half it again for 2 of them, it's 150. You know, 156 or something. So then you half it again, about 75. So it's roughly about 75.5, you know, calories in each of these. So they're quite calorific. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, that's what they look like. Let's move a few of them away. Why not? We only need one of them. Let's give it a bit of an open. So it's a sphere, of course. I mean, it looks quite nice. It's got caramel on it. As it says caramel. Typical Lindt Lindor affair, I think you'd say. I think the standard size. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So it looks like all the others. It's got those sort of nubbins. Nubbin at the top of the cap. I think it's where they sort of push it in, basically. I think you push it in and fill it in at one side. And I did find it when I dissected one once. I found like a sort of like what would have actually been the seal there had been pushed down further in, not just what's there, because that's been sealed again, I think. So let's see what the diameter is. I can't really measure the circumference, unfortunately. It's about 2.5 maybe, yeah, 2.6, maybe 2.7, a bit hard to measure. One way, yeah, about that. And you can see as well it's been sealed in there. Okay, I was going to slice it, but I think I'll probably bite it and show you what's on the inside maybe. I don't know. No, let's slice it, why not? Let's give it a bit of a slice. Okay. Right, well, alright, so it says it's a caramel filled sensor, but that to me looks like a regular Lindt Lindor sensor, which is disappointing to say the least. Definitely sort of implied to me to be caramel. I mean, look at that. You know, that's caramel pouring into it. It just looks like it's the regular. It's definitely not liquidy. I mean, it's soft, but it's not liquid. You know, it's not runny caramel. It smells caramel-like though, but it certainly isn't what I'd expect from looking at that. It was really disappointing to start because I was really hoping it would be a bit different than the regular Lindors. Alright, well, you never know, it might taste more caramel-like, but I think it's just going to be the same. So, yeah. Alright, let's give it a taste then. Disappointed so far. Yeah. Alright, you can see there's like an air pocket in there as well. It's possibly where that lid was, where it was sealed in from the outside. Possibly. Hard to tell, I can't quite seal it back up. Yeah, doesn't seal very well. There you go. Not sure. Yeah, oh well, possibly was. It was a bit of an air pocket, but not too much of a gap. But quite thick chocolate, as I say, is what you can see. But yeah, alright, we'll see what it tastes like. See if it is just a regular Lindor with caramel flavouring. As I say, it's hard for me to read the description, but it does say, well, it isn't hard, I mean, but it's the second-hand one, sort of, the import label sticker. Swiss milk chocolate with a smooth melting caramel filling. Yeah, so, alright. I'm not convinced that's caramel. It looks just like regular Lindor to me, Lindor Centre. Let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Let's give it a taste and find out for sure. Let's go. Let's give these Lindt Lindor caramels a taste. It looked to be originally on the front like it was, well, yeah, just filled with caramel basically. But I don't think it is, having dissected it. Last thing. So yeah, not too sure. But yes, feel free to like my videos and subscribe, by the way. But you know, while I'm doing this little transition. Okay. Let's see. So give a full one a taste. Let's give it a go. So let's do it. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's not quite the same as a regular Lindor. It doesn't melt away like that does. You know, normally when you have a bite into a Lindor, it just completely melts in your mouth. It doesn't quite do that. It's a bit more of a chew. Well, there isn't a chew actually. There's a chew with a chocolate. Because the chocolate's very soft. So it makes you sort of chew it really, rather than... I don't know what you normally do with chocolate. I'm not sure what you normally do with it really, but... I like I'm chewing it anyway. And so it's so soft. You know, it's just bending and flexing under my teeth rather than just breaking. The centre tastes a bit fudgy. But it's still very soft like a Lindor. It just doesn't melt like the regular centre normally does when you bite into it. It just, you know, just totally goes with as it mixes with your saliva. It doesn't do that in this case. I mean, it still sort of does. I mean, it's still not, you know, much different than the regular one, but well, I'm not sure actually. It does melt away a bit. It just seems to be a bit different. It just seems a bit different. But I definitely wouldn't say this is a caramel filling. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Swiss milk chocolate with a smooth melting caramel filling. It's just a... I think it's really just a regular Lindor, just has a caramel taste to it. And the caramel is a sort of bit of a burnt caramel. It's not a great caramel taste really. I'm very disappointed by these. I was expecting it to be filled with something a bit, you know, caramel-like. As I say, especially from that, you know, I mean, it really implies to me that that's got something a bit different in it, you know, a caramel filling in, like it's just a solid ball with caramel in there. But instead, I think it is really just a Lindt, a Lindor, you know, flavoured with caramel. You know. It doesn't seem to quite melt the same as the regular ones do, but it could be my imagination, or it's very similar either way anyway. It's not quite as it's still sickly in its own way because it's caramel this time. It has a caramel flavour to it, but it doesn't seem quite as sickly. You know, it's obviously caramel flavoured. It doesn't seem quite as sickly as normal. Which just shows how sickly they normally are. Yeah, I think the caramel's not the best caramel flavour though. It's very much a caramel flavour as well. It doesn't really sort of taste of, I don't know. It tastes more like it's like a sort of chewy caramel type flavouring to it really, and a bit like I say, a bit fudgy. It's that persuasion. It's a slight burnt taste. It's not my kind of caramel taste, but I guess it has to have something in it because caramel's normally it's really more about the texture normally, isn't it? You know, unless you're having like toffees and things. It's that runny caramel. And it doesn't, you know, don't have much of a flavour actually. I mean, it does sort of. It's sweet, but it's not a flavour unless it's like burnt caramel. You know, it has that sort of strong sort of burnt type taste, or as I say, the sort of fudgy or toffee taste when it's a bit more of a different kind of caramel. So this one's got like a burnt sort of taste to it. You know, it has that sort of burnt caramelly taste. But it does come across as a bit fudgy because of the consistency. So it's not a great one for me, this one. I'm disappointed by it. I feel like I've been a bit sort of misled from the front and the description. Although it could be a poor translation, I don't know. But it does seem to say, you know, in the English, in the German one, it does say something, caramel filling at the end. Flung, I think it sort of says. Which does seem to suggest this caramel, but I'm not translating it perfectly, of course. I could be wrong there. But the English one is usually no nonsense translation. They're usually quite accurate, these ones, but maybe they're not. But either way, I think that picture still tells me that it's filled with caramel, not filled with regular Lindor filling. So you know, I think I don't think I need, you know, to speak German to understand what that's trying to tell me. So yeah, disappointing. I think I'm not a big fan of Lindors. I know people love them out there. I know they think they're really extravagant and things, but for me they're too sickly. I prefer the mini Lindors actually because they're just the right rate proportions. They're quite small, and it means the actual, as I say, the proportions are right. For me, it's not too sickly, but the big ones are just so, they're so heavy and. Such a slog really, and they're so sickly. You know what I mean? I find it's just the middle's quite so sickly. I know maybe you just meant to have one, and that's it, which is fine. But I think me and a lot of other people struggle to have just one because you like the sensation of the chocolate, and you don't want it to be so ephemeral and disappear. And that's the thing as well with these; the middle just dissolves in your mouth. I know in regular Lindors anyway. This one's not quite as bad for whatever reason. It doesn't seem to quite melt as quickly. But it is still pretty quick, so it could just be me imagining it, or it could just be slight difference in these ones because of the way they've been stored or something. Or they're still well in date, of course. It says 2021 on it, somewhere. Of course, the time of recording, of course. Yeah, 30/4/21. It's actually, just very, very much on part of the box there. Disappointed. I don't know, I don't know what to give them really. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these, and as I said, the caramel's not that great on the inside. It's not caramel. It's not a great flavour of caramel either. It's just a typical Lindor for me, and I don't know. I feel like, I feel almost obliged to give them a 3 out of 5, but I feel more like they're sort of 2.5 out of 5 for me. They're just not really do it for me at all. I think there's so much nice things out there, and I think the proportions are all wrong. The mini ones just work so much better, and I wish they were sold as mini ones really. I think they're just so much nicer. You can have a couple of them then, and you feel, I don't know, it feels better, You still get the same flavour, but you get more chocolate to that sickly middle, ratios really, and So I feel I'm going to give it. It's disappointing. It's not got caramel in the middle. It's too sickly. It's not a great caramel flavour. 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, I've said it. 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, not for me, these ones. I mean, regular Lindors are not my favourite thing anyway, so bear that in mind. But yeah, disappointing. I think the fact it's not got caramel in the middle, when it really when it tells you it's got caramel in the middle, and it shows you it's got caramel in the middle, and it hasn't. What it does have, for me, is just a regular Lindor filling, even if it describes it as otherwise. It might, as I say, not quite melt as quickly in your mouth, but it still melts pretty quickly, to be almost the same. So, and I could just, as I say, could be just misremembering how quickly it melted anyway. So, 2.5 out of 5. Disappointing, really, And it could even be a 2, but I'm going to not, go too crazy. Just say 2.5 out of 5. It's below average for me. So, there we go. Disappointing. Okay, guys, well, leave a comment off. Let me know what you think if you've had these as well. Let me know what you think of Lindt Lindor in the middle of them, or whether you think it should be better with the Lindor minis, whether you prefer those. I definitely think they're the way forward, but let me know what you think. Leave a comment off either way. It's always great to hear from you, it truly is. Like and subscribe, of course, and check out my member program on Patreon. Hugely appreciate if you could. Exclusive videos, as I say, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.